Now at 5, a local OBGYN whose license is already suspended is once again facing another complaint of being in a sexual relationship with a patient. Plus, a Fort Wayne police officer still recovering in a hospital after a domestic violence situation over the weekend. What the police and fire departments are now doing to help his family.
And after a warmer yet rainy day at times, temperatures take a plunge in the days ahead. I'll have your latest forecast from the Live Doppler 15 Fury Weather Center. First at 5 starts now.
You're watching coverage you can count on. This is News Channel 15's First at 5.
Good evening to you. I'm Alyssa Ivanson. Brett and Heather are off tonight. We start our show tonight with breaking news just into our newsroom. The Fort Wayne police detective accused of driving drunk now facing charges. Brent Roddy is charged with 2 counts of OWI, reckless driving, and leaving the scene of an accident. On Easter Sunday, police say Roddy was driving on Rothman Road when he lost control. His SUV hit a sign, utility pole, and a phone junction box before stopping in someone's yard. Officers found Roddy about a mile away from the crash. Investigators say his blood alcohol content was nearly 3 times the legal limit. You may remember just yesterday we asked the prosecutor's office when charges would be filed since it had been more than a week since the crash. And at the time yesterday, they told us it was still under investigation. A new complaint is filed against the local OBGYN, accusing him of carrying on a long-term relationship with a patient. This is the latest in a list of allegations. Last September, Dr. Courtney Schwartz admitted to having a sexual relationship with one patient and another sexual relationship with 1 or 2 other patients since 2008 to 2009. Then, on October 5th, he admitted to having a personal relationship with up to as many as 12 women, patients of either his or other doctors in his practice. As a result, his medical license had been suspended since last year. But now, a new complaint filed Monday means more questions coming from the state's medical licensing board. News Channel 15's Gina Glaros is live in our newsroom tonight with the latest.
That's right, I've been going 15.
A DeKalb County man behind bars accused of shooting out a woman's car window. Police say Derek Briner shot at a vehicle traveling on County Road 57. The woman called 911 a little further down the road, saying she thought her rear window had been shot out. Police later arrested Briner for criminal recklessness with a deadly weapon that is a felony. LaGrange County authorities are hoping someone can help them get information about a burglary. Late Monday or early Tuesday, someone called police saying the State Line convenience store had been robbed. When police got there, the front door glass was broken out. About $38,000 worth of cigarette cartons, cash, beer, and wine, all stolen. If you know anything about the robbery, call the LaGrange County Sheriff's Department. Well, it's a rainy day today, and some rain may linger into tomorrow. Chief Meteorologist Nicholas Frary joins us with our first forecast.
A big difference between this evening and tomorrow is that tomorrow's rain is going to be a whole lot more scattered. Right now, it's out this work week.
Thank you, Nicholas. Noble County authorities say a missing man who was missing from there has been found. As far as where Rex Rossman was found is still not clear, but we are told that he is okay and has made contact with his family. His family filed a missing persons report and hadn't seen or heard from him for about 2 weeks. Fort Wayne's Fire Department is thanking a team effort in rescuing a man from the St. Mary's River this afternoon. Around 1:30, police and firefighters got a call about a man in the river. Firefighters arrived within 3 minutes to find the man clinging onto a support piece under the bridge. A team of firefighters lowered a harness from the top of the Columbia Street Bridge down to the man. With the harness on, they were able to get the victim close to the shore. Once at the shore, he was grabbed by another team of firefighters in dive suits. Fire officials say the man was out of the water within 9 minutes of the initial call. Once out, he was treated for hypothermia. Fort Wayne police and firefighters will play in a charity hockey game to raise money for an officer who was seriously injured in the line of duty. Officer Boyce Ballinger is still in the hospital in serious condition after responding to a domestic situation over the weekend. News Channel 15's Angelica Robinson joins us now with more about the benefit. Angelica? Well, it may not feel like it outside, but we are just a few days away from baseball returning to the Summit City. Today is your chance to meet with the Tin Caps players. Here's a live look at Parkview Field. Right now, the team is doing some batting practice, getting ready for the season. After their workout, players will sign autographs and pose for pictures. The Tin Caps kick off the season tomorrow at Lake County. Then on Saturday, the captains will travel here to play the Tin Caps in the home opener. First pitch is scheduled for 6:05. The front runners in the race for the Republican and Democratic nominations are moving on to the next contest after losing in Wisconsin. As CBS's Craig Boswell explains, the focus now turns to New York. Trump also has a 9-point lead in the latest poll out of Pennsylvania. Country music legend Merle Haggard died today. It's also his birthday. Haggard's manager says the country icon died in California from pneumonia. The Hall of Famers recorded music for more than 40 years, including hits like Okie from Muskogee and Sing Me Back Home. Haggard was 79. Well, from about 400 miles away, a family brings their little one to the Summit City to make a dream a reality through Make-A-Wish.
Teens first at 5.
A Missouri family is grateful to Fort Wayne for making their son's dream come true. Little Jackson has a heart condition that makes him tire quickly, so he can't always run around with all the other kids. But today, that didn't matter. News Channel 15's Hannah Strong got to be there for the big surprise, and she joins us now with this story.
Jackson's wish teen.
Oh, his smile just says it all. What a cutie pie. I love it.
That's great. To be a kid again and riding
right?
around in those toys.
Splashing in puddles today.
Fun times, yeah. Riding around and having fun sounds great on a gloomy, rainy day. And also on Monday, when our high will get close to 60.
Yeah, it's not quite normal baseball.
No, I'm shivering thinking about it.
Okay, thank you, Nicholas. We'll be right back.
On continues. This is News Channel 15's First at 5.
A new study shows the number of people with diabetes around the world is skyrocketing. Researchers say cases have quadrupled in the past 3 decades. CBS's Kenneth Craig has tonight's story for your well-being.
CBS News, New York.
Rain sticking around for most of the evening. Here's a live look at our live Doppler 15 Fury and the rain showers in our area. Nicholas has another look at the forecast next. Okay, thank you, Nicholas, and thanks for watching. See you at 6. Now at 6, days after an officer is injured in a house fire, he's on his way to recovery. Tonight, how other officers are helping one of their own.
Plus a rainy evening underway with more cold air set to move in. I'll have your live Doppler 15 Fury forecast.
Made a gator and test drive some gators that some people have built.
A Missouri family travels all the way to Fort Wayne just to have little Jackson's wish come true. You don't want to miss what made his day. News Channel 15 at 6 starts now.
You're watching coverage you can count on. This is News Channel 15's News at 6.
Good evening. I'm Alyssa Ivanson. Heather and Brett are off tonight. We have new information right now in a developing story. The Fort Wayne police detective accused of drunk driving and crashing his car and then taking off, now arrested and facing charges. Brett Roddy is charged with 2 counts of OWI, reckless driving, and leaving the scene of an accident. On Easter Sunday, police say Roddy was driving on Rothman Road when he lost control. His SUV then hit a sign, utility pole, and a phone junction box before stopping. Officers found Roddy about a mile away from the crash. Investigators say his blood alcohol content was nearly 3 times the legal limit. For more information on this story, just head to wayne.com. Days after 3 police officers were hurt rescuing people from a house fire, one is still recovering. It all started as a domestic disturbance. Police say Saturday morning, Justin Pease broke into a home on St. Mary's. He then threatened to kill his ex-girlfriend and stabbed 2 people. Officials say he then locked himself in an upstairs bedroom and set it on fire. 3 police officers busted down the door to the burning bedroom to get Pease out. Officer Boyce Ballinger was the most seriously injured. As he still recovers in a hospital tonight, Fort Wayne police and firefighters are stepping up to help one of their own. They organized a charity hockey game to raise money for his family. News Channel 15's Angelica Robinson is live in our newsroom now with more on the fundraiser. Angelica? Fort Wayne firefighters rescued a man from the St. Mary's River today. Police and firefighters were called that a man jumped into the river around 1:30 this afternoon. They found him near the Columbia Street Bridge. Crews used a flotation device and a rope to pull him out. He was treated for hypothermia as a precaution. Well, it's been a very rainy Wednesday throughout the area, and it's not over quite yet. Chief Meteorologist Nicholas Ferrari has more.
How true, how true. Yes, we are in the soggiest part.
Thank you, Nicholas. A DeKalb County man behind bars tonight. Police say he shot out a woman's car window. Officers were called to the 6100 block of County Road 40 last night on a weapons complaint. Police say this guy, Derek Briner, shot at a vehicle traveling on County Road 57. A woman then called 911 a little further down the road, saying she thought her rear window had been shot. Police later arrested Briner. He now faces criminal recklessness with a deadly weapons charge. That is a felony. The LaGrange County Sheriff's Department is investigating an armed robbery at a convenience store. At some point Monday night or early Tuesday morning, someone broke out the glass of the front door of the store. About $38,000 worth of cigarette cartons, cash, beer, and wine all stolen. If you have any information about this incident, call police. A new complaint is now filed against a local OBGYN who already had his license suspended a result of a list of allegations. News Channel 15's Gina Glaros has been following this story, and she has the very latest in this developing story.
Well,
today is National Walking Day, and dozens helped promote healthy living at St. Joe. The hospital teamed up with the American Heart Association. This event is one of hundreds across the country. Health officials say just 30 minutes of exercise a day can keep a healthy lifestyle.
Living a healthier life.
Officials say that even if you don't go to the gym because you don't have time, just adding a little bit of walking every day can still help. The Tin Caps getting ready to head northeast for their season opener, but before they take off, you have a chance to meet the team. Here's a live look at Parkview Field right now where people are lining up. Earlier this evening, the team had batting practice. We're doing sprints along the concourse, and after that workout, players will sign autographs and pose for pictures. The Tin Caps start the 2016 season tomorrow at Lake County, Michigan. Then on Saturday, they come home to the Summit City for their first opener. The first pitch is scheduled for 6:05, and News Channel 15 will be live Saturday morning from Parkview Field. Still to come on News Channel 15 at 6.
Coverage you can count on continues. This is News Channel 15's News at 6.
Today, Fort Wayne granted a wish for a special 7-year-old and his family. News Channel 15's Hannah Strong was with them today for all the fun. She joins us now in Studio 15 with an inside look at the special day.
News Channel 15.
What a sweetheart. I love that story.
Yeah, you got it. They always put the happy stories before weather when I bring things down with a gloomy forecast and rain falling across the area.
Pitch tomorrow, 6:30 at Lake County, and I did a little bit of Ferrariing. I checked out the forecast online. 43 degrees is going to be the high for the opener tomorrow. 40% chance of rain at first pitch. You know, last year the opener got rained out on the road. I'm not going to say it's going to get rained out tomorrow. It's just going to be nasty when they play baseball. Hopefully better conditions when they come back here on Saturday.
Well, right now it's supposed to be dry, but it's going to be cold here, so it's going to feel more like hockey, I think, at the baseball game.
Hockey weather for baseball. Why not?
Why
Here
not?
in April.
Let's just lump it all in together. Hey, and actually we've got some rain going on in our area right now. Let's take a look at live Doppler 15 Fury and that rain moving through. And Nicholas is back with another check of the forecast right next.
And Marini, that was a good forecast you provided.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I think you have potential.
Chance of precipitation 50-50 every day.
See you at 11. Now on Nightcast, our turn. Presidential campaigns are starting to notice Indiana. So what can we expect in the coming days? Okay. Out on bond, the Fort Wayne police detective accused of driving drunk is now facing charges. We have the latest. And make a wish. A 7-year-old from Missouri lives out his dream thanks to a local company. Nightcast starts now.
You're watching coverage you can count on. This is News Channel 15's Nightcast.
Good evening. We will get to those stories in just a few minutes, but first, we've had a lot of wet weather moving through our area tonight. So let's get things started by checking in with Chief Meteorologist Nicholas Ferrari. He joins us live just outside the station. So what's going on out there now, Nicholas? Thank you, Nicholas. Indiana's primary is less than a month away, and presidential candidates are starting to turn their focus to Hoosier voters. News Channel 15's Holly Campbell joins us now with a look at what we can expect heading into May. 15. Northeast Indiana is getting $42 million in regional cities money to help spur new growth. Now the process of deciding how to spend that money is underway. This afternoon, the board of the Northeast Indiana Regional Development Authority voted to recommend spending $2.8 million to fund the Skyline Tower project. That's the 170,000 square foot mixed-use development project right next to the Ash Brokerage project in downtown Fort Wayne. The board's recommendation now goes to the Indiana Economic Development Corporation for review and final approval. The Fort Wayne police detective accused of driving drunk is out on bond tonight and facing several charges. Today, Brent Roddy was officially charged with 2 counts of OWI, reckless driving, and leaving the scene of an accident. On Easter Sunday, police say Roddy crashed his SUV off of Rothman Road. He hit a sign, utility pole, and a phone junction box before stopping in a yard. Officers found Roddy about a mile away with a blood alcohol content nearly 3 times the legal limit. Yesterday, we asked the prosecutor's office when charges would be filed since it had been more than a week after the crash, and at that time we were told it was still under investigation. A local OBGYN is facing new allegations tonight of having sex with a patient. A woman claims back in February 2014, she went to Dr. Courtney Schwartz for infertility treatment. She says they developed a sexual relationship and believed she was pregnant. The woman says Dr. Schwartz did a pregnancy test but never told her the results. He then performed an invasive gynecological procedure after business hours. The state board says the patient's chart doesn't note any of that.
Currently, Dr. Schwartz is on summary suspension, which means that the board has found that, based upon the evidence presented, he represents a clear and immediate danger.
This is not the first time Dr. Schwartz has been accused of having a relationship with a patient either. His medical license has been under an emergency suspension since November for having sexual relationships with several patients and coworkers since 2008. Last October, his practice was removed from Women's Health Advantage. The Indiana Medical Licensing Board will hold a disciplinary hearing next week for those 2008 allegations. A DeKalb County man behind bars tonight accused of shooting out a woman's car window. Police say late last night, a woman was driving down County Road 57 when her rear window was suddenly hit and shattered. She called 911 and police tracked down this guy, 21-year-old Derek Briner. He now faces a felony charge of criminal recklessness with a deadly weapon. The LaGrange County Sheriff's Department is asking for your help in solving a convenience store break-in. Investigators say sometime late Monday or early Tuesday morning, someone broke through the glass door at the State Line convenience store. Once inside, they stole about $38,000 worth of cigarette cartons, cash, beer, and wine. If you know anything about this robbery, call the LaGrange County Sheriff's Department. Well, the Fort Wayne Fire Department sprung into action this afternoon, rescuing a man from the St. Mary's River. Just before 1:30, a 911 call came in about a man who was in the river clinging to part of the Columbia Street Bridge. Firefighters arrived in just a few minutes and lowered a harness to him. He was then pulled to shore. Fortunately, he was not seriously hurt and he was treated for hypothermia as a precaution. Fort Wayne police and firefighters will play in a charity hockey game to raise money for an officer who was seriously injured in the line of duty. Officer Boyce Ballinger is still in a hospital in serious condition after responding to a domestic situation over the weekend. Authorities say on Saturday, he and 2 other officers went into a burning home and rescued a suspect and victim. All 3 officers suffered from smoke inhalation, but Ballinger was the most seriously injured. Now this Saturday, the police and fire departments will square off on the ice at the Coliseum at 2 o'clock. The benefit will raise money for the officer's family.
And we ask the community to help us help him.
If you can't make it to the game but still want to help, you can see how to donate in this story on Wayne.com. You're going to love this next story. A 7-year-old Missouri boy is having some of his dreams come true thanks to a company in Fort Wayne. Meet little Jackson. He has a heart condition that causes him to get tired quickly, so usually he can't run around with the other kids. Well, today, Make-A-Wish brought him to Fort Wayne so he could see the Peg Prairie factory. That's where his favorite ride, a gator, is made. Jackson and his family saw the assembly line, assembled a few parts, and even raced the cars around the track. After the tour, Jackson and his sister got to pick out their favorite model to take home. He picked the John Deere Gator, which his mother says is his favorite.
He's got a buddy across the street. He's got a John Deere Gator. And they have their own landscaping company, so they'll pile all their tools in the back of the truck, and they go around and they dig holes, and they trim bushes, especially the ones that Mom doesn't want them to trim. And they've been doing that for years, and so he wants one. He's wanted one for a long time.
Certainly very helpful. Well, after the tour, the fun didn't stop for Jackson. He got to meet Mayor Tom Henry and go to a Fort Wayne Comets game where he rode on the Zamboni. Make-A-Wish has scheduled other events for the family in both Fort Wayne and Indianapolis later this week. Still ahead, a young girl from Ohio is getting international attention after getting a special meeting with the Pope. We'll show you the touching visit. Plus, the presidential frontrunner is trying to recover after losing several important races. Are they running out of time? Those stories and more new for you after the break.
Coverage you can count on continues. This is News Channel 15's Nightcast.
Presidential frontrunners Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are counting on a comeback in New York after big losses in Wisconsin's primary. A new poll shows Clinton neck and neck with Bernie Sanders nationally, while Trump is on solid ground in his home state. Weijia Jiang has the latest from Washington.
House.
It's a touching moment between the Pope and a little girl from Ohio. Lizzie Myers has Usher syndrome type 2. That's a rare genetic disorder that will likely cause the 5-year-old to lose her hearing and her sight. Well, her parents have created a visual bucket list for her to see as much as possible before she loses her sight. And that brought the family to Italy, where today they visited Vatican City, and as you can see there, got to meet Pope Francis. You can see the Pope speaking with Lizzie, gently touching her face and each of her eyes. Her parents say the Pope blessed Lizzie and told the family he would be praying for her. What a sweet moment that they will get to remember.
Sure is. I'm glad we had that story.
Absolutely.
The rain is continuing outside. Dry weather will reign supreme.
Have to find the positive on Saturday. At least it's dry.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Nicholas. Hey, check this out. It's a grand exit that has the nation talking. Last night, we showed you a flight attendant in Texas who slid down an emergency slide on a passenger plane. Well, that whole incident was caught on video, and now everyone's talking about it. Jeannie Mose takes a look at this strange slide-off.
Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
You know, maybe if they would just open it and then everybody could pay $5 to get to go down it and take the novelty out of it.
Obviously, they do not have a Jungle George's down in Houston. If
Clearly
you've ever
not.
been there with your kids, it's kind of like the same thing. Tin Caps getting ready for the season opener. We're going to basketball news. Bryce Drew leaving Valpo after 5 seasons as the head coach. Very successful to take the job down at Vanderbilt. So Valpo looking for a new head coach after all the success that Bryce Drew's had.
Okay, thank you, Glenn. And one more check of your forecast is next.
Only in the 30s.
Okay, thank you, Nicholas. And thank you for watching Nightcast. First News starts tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.